The morning sun dripped golden light over Bugville, making the dew-kissed leaves shimmer like tiny jewels. It was a town humming with life and purpose, a place where every creature, no matter how small, seemed to have a job and a dream. Down by the bustling market square, Anya, the ant, was already hard at work, her tiny antennae twitching with focus. Her stall, the Acorn Emporium, was a masterpiece of order, stacked high with polished nuts, berry preserves, and woven baskets. Anya believed in preparation, in building a strong foundation, and her neat apron, crisp and green, reflected her organized spirit. Just a few paces away, usually perched on a sun-warmed pebble, was Gary, the grasshopper. Today, he was strumming a cheerful tune on his miniature ukulele, his 6 legs tapping a lively rhythm. His music danced through the air, making even the busiest beetles pause to sway. Gary believed in living for the moment, in the joy of a good song and a warm breeze. His clothes, a patchwork of colorful leaves, were as free-spirited as his melodies. While Anya meticulously counted her earnings and planned for next season, Gary spent his coins on new strings for his ukulele or delicious nectar lattes, always with a wide, infectious smile. Anya often watched Gary with a mix of admiration and worry. "He'll never be ready for anything unexpected," she'd sigh to herself, meticulously polishing another acorn. She felt a familiar flutter of anxiety in her stomach, a tiny voice reminding her of all the things that could go wrong. Gary, in turn, found Anya's constant planning a bit baffling. "What's the point of having tomorrow if you forget to enjoy today?" he'd chirp before launching into another joyous melody that made the ant's legs tingle. Their contrasting ways were simply a part of Bugville's charm. Then came the announcement. Mayor Beetle, a stern old bug with spectacles perched on his nose, called a town meeting. The air in the meeting hall buzzed with nervous energy. The news hit Bugville like a sudden gust of wind on a calm day. The Mega Bug Mart, a colossal discount superstore, was opening on the edge of town. It promised unbelievably low prices, threatening every local business, especially independent shops like Anya's Acorn Emporium. Anya felt a cold dread creep up her antennae. The familiar flutter in her stomach turned into a frantic scramble. Anya's first response was to work harder. Much harder. She stayed up late, her shop's single lamp casting long shadows as she crunched numbers, trying to figure out how to lower her prices without losing everything. Her neat apron became crumpled, her antennae drooped with exhaustion. She started turning down invitations for evening dewdrop gatherings, even declining Gary's attempts to cheer her up with a new song. "I don't have time for fun, Gary," she'd snap, her voice sharper than usual. She was caught in a loop, believing that if she just pushed herself enough, she could outwork the problem. But the Mega Bug Mart was too big, too powerful, and her stress levels were sky high, making it hard to think clearly. Meanwhile, Deary felt the sting of the Mega Bug Mart too. Suddenly, fewer bugs were hiring him for parties or buying his cheerful tunes. They were all too busy saving their pennies at the new superstore. Gary, who had always spent his earnings as soon as he got them, on new instruments, tasty treats, or spontaneous trips to the sunny meadows, found his pouch empty. He tried to busk in the town square, but it was eerily quiet. His music, usually so bright, now sounded a little mournful. For the first time, Gary felt a cold knot of worry in his own stomach. He had always focused on the now, believing that tomorrow would take care of itself. Now, tomorrow was here, and it looked rather bleak. He tried to get quick gigs, but nothing paid enough, fast enough to ease his growing fear. One quiet afternoon, sitting alone in her increasingly empty shop, Anya stared at a dusty poster for the Bugville Innovation Fair. It was a competition for new ideas, new ways of doing things. Her eyes, tired from countless late nights, suddenly sharpened. Working harder wasn't enough. She needed a new idea. A spark ignited within her, a tiny flicker of hope that pushed back against the anxiety. It wasn't about trying to be cheaper than Mega Bug Mart. It was about being different, being better. She realized her approach of just doing more wasn't solving the problem. It was making her more stressed. She needed to think differently. Desperate, Gary swallowed his pride and approached Anya's shop. He looked a little rumpled, his bright leaf clothes faded. "Anya," he began, his voice unusually soft, I I'm in trouble. All my gigs are gone, and I don't have anything saved." Anya looked up, her expression initially defensive. "I told you, Gary, you need to plan," she began. But then she saw the genuine fear in his eyes. He wasn't just being lazy, he was genuinely scared. I know," Gary mumbled, a shoulder slumping. "I wish I had. I just never thought about it." Anya paused. "You have talent, Gary, real talent. Maybe you need to figure out what unique thing only you can offer, something Mega Bug Mart can't sell." She pointed to his ukulele, which he still clutched. Gary looked at his instrument, then at Anya, a flicker of an idea beginning to form in his own mind. The day of the Bugville Innovation Fair arrived, and the town hall buzzed with excitement. The air was thick with the scent of pine sap and hopeful dreams. Anya stood by her booth, a nervous but determined smile on her face. Her entry wasn't just a stall, it was a Bugville goodie box display. She had partnered with other local farmers and crafters to create weekly subscription boxes filled with unique, high-quality, locally sourced treats. Her new business model focused on community and quality, something the Mega Bug Mart couldn't replicate. She spoke passionately about supporting local businesses and the joy of surprise. Then it was Gary's turn. He walked onto the small stage, his leaf clothes ironed, his ukulele gleaming. He didn't offer a product to sell, but a service. "Friends," he began, his voice clear and gentle, "I've learned that sometimes, even when things are tough, we forget to take care of our feelings." He explained how his music could help. He played a soft, calming melody, a tune designed to ease worried minds. He called it emotional tune-up sessions. Bugs in the audience listened, some closing their eyes, others wiping away tiny tears. He spoke about using music to help bugs regulate their emotions, to find peace even in uncertainty. He was no longer just playing for fun, he was playing with purpose, offering a unique service that truly helped. Both Anya and Gary found success, but not just in money. Anya's Bugville goodie boxes became a hit, connecting the town in a new way and proving that smart thinking and adaptability could overcome big challenges. Her anxiety about the future lessened as she focused on building something resilient. Gary's emotional tune-up sessions were surprisingly popular. Bugs discovered that his music offered a real comfort and helped them manage the stresses of Bugville's changing times. He learned that planning for the future didn't mean sacrificing joy, but rather giving it a deeper meaning. Soon, Anya and Gary started collaborating. Anya provided healthy, delicious snacks for Gary's tune-up sessions, and Gary often played soothing melodies at Anya's wellness workshops, which taught other bugs about smart financial habits and community building. Anya learned that true strength came not just from hard work, but from being adaptable, taking care of her emotional well-being, and connecting with her community. Gary discovered that planning could enhance his joy, giving his talents a profound purpose. They both understood that real wealth wasn't just about what was in your pouch, but what was in your heart and mind, and how you contributed to the well-being of the whole buzzing, beautiful town of Bugville. They often sat together, sharing a laugh and a healthy snack under the setting sun, watching a revitalized Bugville thrive, all thanks to their combined wisdom and a little bit of growth.